to think about you, try not to feel this way at all. But don't you know, baby, I've been thinking about you all along. Don't you know, baby, I've been thinking about you all along. You would look over, but my shoulder was colder, baby. But I can't pretend that I wanna see you again, maybe tomorrow. 'Cause don't you know, baby, I've been thinking about you all along. 'Cause don't you know, baby, I've been thinking about you all along. I'm tired of masquerading. I'm tired of dying away. Here's to finding my motivation. Don't you know, baby, I've been thinking about you all along. Don't you know, baby, I've been thinking about you all along. Don't you know, baby, thinking about you, thinking about you. Don't you know, baby, I've been thinking about you all along.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Make sure my mic's working on here because I changed rooms and it doesn't like me when I do that. Welcome, everyone, to the Chef's Table podcast. I am the Chef Mike, and today I brought someone back on. This is obviously a different iteration of the show we used to do. We used to do Into the Geekdom, but I wanted to delve into more things that are not just geek related. But of course, I still have probably one of the queen of the nerds anyway. In the great author Hannah, who joins us here today. Someone I've known for a very long time already now because we're old. Hannah, welcome on in.
Hi, nice to be here again. It doesn't feel like that long ago the last time I was on, but I feel like it was definitely over a year.
Well, yeah, because I don't think your other book had just come out, I believe, or not even yet.
Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right.
And now you have your next one already coming out, and it seems like you have, since the last time I've talked to you in this forum, have cultivated your own squad now.
Well, like I wouldn't say a squad. Like I'm desperately trying to get fans. That's all I'm trying to do. I put together a Discord because I thought it would be cute to do a little, I call it a rotten read, but a little read along for the book that is out as a lead up to the release of my next book. And every person who attends while we're reading is entered into a draw to win a free copy of the next book. So my first book, Time, Swords, and Blood, is already out in the world. She's a paperback or an ebook, and my next book, Death and Rest, is coming out in paperback and ebook in September. So
September already. Really wow, excited. Here you go.
Yeah, yeah.
And
almost.
And you've been giving the people in your Discord basically a preview of that by doing a chapter with them every Monday, right?
Yeah, so like, well, I do Time, Swords, and Blood with them, and we're getting near the end. We're in the final
Mm,
three chapters of the book. So I learned a lot with this book too, from writing my first one to my second one, because I accidentally but also on purpose wrote super long chapters, and that was my mistake. I learned my lesson.
I think that
Um,
I think that depends though on what you want to do in certain circumstances. Like if you're writing an autobiography and you want to start at the beginning of like your childhood, having a longer one to get that out of the way is not necessarily a bad thing. I think it really depends on your context of it.
I'm positive, like, because I've reread it a couple times
Okay,
since I stepped
of
away
course.
from it. I'm just like, ooh, I see what the readers mean, because I have one chapter in there that's 45 pages long.
That's probably a little long. That's probably
Yeah.
my favorite food is also every food hanky panky. I will say. That's you don't get to work in food for a living and be a big guy and not like every food. I don't know how Hannah's so much smaller, but
I wouldn't say it's a high metabolism. It's just I'm pretty active.
you're high
Not as
energy.
active as I used to be, but I'm still an active girly, so.
When I worked with
Uh,
you when you were my boss, you were pretty high energy most of the time. So
yeah. Yeah, that was probably like in my prime exercising when I used to
my
do Muay
prime.
Thai. Yeah, my prime. I did Muay Thai twice a week, weightlifting 3 times a week, cardio 3 times a week, and yoga every day, once or twice, maybe even 3 times. But now I'm like down to just like a walk a couple times a week and yoga on the occasion. I need to fix that, but I kind of ebb and flow with my yoga practice. Like sometimes it's every day, twice a day, 3 times a day, and sometimes it's once a month.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I have to get more into it as well because I have to. I do have to drop more weight. That'll help the thing I was telling you about earlier with my foot. Is dropping some more extra weight for that. But I'm also gonna be traveling more too. I don't want to be like a hindrance to myself doing a lot of walking everywhere.
Yeah. But
So
walking is so good because
mhm.
also it's good for your posture. It's good for just general back pain. There's a lot of benefits to it. So
When us nerds have to get out and touch grass, it's not the most fun thing to do. So
I don't know. I'm a pretty introverted person. Like I have a bunch of plants in my house. I'm like, does that count as touching grass if I
I
water them?
guess if you smoke a lot of weed, does that count as touching grass? I was asked that before too. I was like, I don't know if that's the same.
I don't know. I eat my pot, so
Of course you do.
yeah, I wouldn't say I touch it. I just consume. But
What
yeah, no.
what's the difference? What's the biggest difference between writing the first book to the second book now for you? Do you find it easier? What's the process there?
Okay, so I'll try to like Cliff's notes it for you. So the book that is coming out in September, Death and Rest, the characters in that book have existed since I was in college. One of them since I was in high school.
So a long
So
time
like
for those that are keeping track.
yeah, it is a long time. And I've had their story for in my brain for a long time, and Death and Rest started out as a very, very small comic on DeviantArt,
Oh wow, okay.
and she's still sitting there. I haven't removed her. She's just like an ancient relic to my lore.
I mean, DeviantArt
But
alone is already an ancient relic.
it's still really popular.
Yeah,
Still
people
people
still use
using
it. It's
it. I love
crazy.
looking at art on there. But yeah, so that's where Death and Rest stemmed from, and a lot like the characters have changed since like I thought of them. I initially came up with them, but they're also not changed in a sense where it's just like because like you know how like you look at a friend, right, and you're like that they're the same person but they've like grown, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that with these characters. So originally, I was wanting to put Death and Rest out first, but then I wasn't really feeling it when I went. I so like it was. It's picture it. It's January 2024, and I made the decision that I'm gonna hanker down and I'm gonna put a book out by the end of the year, specifically before Dragon Age: The Veilguard came out because I knew once that.
Yeah, you were like, I have
Yeah,
to get this up before Veilguard because then my a month of my life is gonna be gone.
correct. And my life was gone. I cried 16 times in that game, and it wasn't like a little baby cry. It was like ugly, disgusting tears. Like I
Oh
cried
God.
so bad at the end of that game. My husband thought I got a phone call and somebody died, and I had to like yell at him to get him away from our bedroom where I was playing because he was behind me in the game and I didn't want him to see spoilers.
But yeah, he sees you like ugly crying yourself to sleep at
Yeah.
night.
He's like, "What's wrong?" I'm just like, "Get away from me. You're see a spoiler."
I
Like
can't tell
it
you.
was really bad. But I made the right decision in getting that book out before that game because I would not like I've only slowed down now with playing Veilguard. Like I'm on my 5th playthrough.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah. I've only slowed down now, but I have kind of turned and now I'm playing Skyrim again after 8 years of being absent of it, and my husband is learning how crazy I am about Skyrim as well. And I'm like, I don't know what you didn't understand when I said I was a Skyrim fan. I literally have a Thieves Guild tattoo, so I don't know what wasn't translating.
Well, I right now I'm actually redoing Outer Worlds because I'm like, well, I want to play the second one, but I want to do the first one just to kind of get back into it again. And now I have Outer Worlds on like I think 3 platforms now because I just liked Outer Worlds so much because it's just space Fallout.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it's basically what it is, space Fallout, but it's more self aware. So like it has a lot of jokes where it's like, do you think this ad we're showing you is gonna have anything to do with the game? No, it's not, but it looks fucking cool. And I'm like, it's great. It's self aware. Hanky Pinky says they ugly cried 5 times during the last season of My Hero.
My husband is watching that right now and he's being moved by it, so he says he thinks I would enjoy it. I haven't gotten around to it yet. I'm very slow with my anime watching.
I've been
So.
watching stuff because my niece makes me watch stuff when she's here. She made me watch all of Arcane with her,
Aw.
and it was actually really
that's on my
good.
list. That's on my list. A lot of people are like, "Yeah, you'll like Arcane." I'm like,
I think you would. I
Now
think
that
you
you've
would.
told me I need to watch it, I'm gonna have to wait 7 years before I do.
To be fair, it is only like 2 seasons. It is fairly easy in comparison to most to watch to get through.
I stand by my statement.
Oh my god. Just like Game of Thrones, I'll just get to it now that it's been ended for almost 10 years. I'll get to it now.
Well, I watched Game of Thrones as it was coming out. There's a difference there.
Are you gonna watch the new one coming out?
I haven't even updated myself on House of the Dragon. I think I watched 3 episodes and then forgot about it.
There's another show coming out.
There's a third Game of Thrones show.
Yeah, this one's about Duncan the Tall and like the little prince he has to protect.
I'm gonna catch up on. I gotta catch up on the other one first. Oh my god.
Because like the original Game
House
of
of the Dragon.
Thrones, Sam talks about there being this legendary knight called Duncan the Tall that saves like the last Targaryen prince or whatever of a long family line. He's like the 5th born son, and he becomes like they call him the unlucky king because he eventually becomes the king. But Duncan the Tall had to protect him this entire time. And it's about their adventures together. It's
Okay.
called, I think it's a Duncan and the Egg. I forgot what the show's called, but they call people refer them as Duncan and the Egg because the baby's like it still has like an egg head basically because no hair or anything.
Oh, so baby. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
like this is a young like little baby Targaryen he has to protect, and it
I'm
basically
intrigued now, but I'm probably gonna forget about it.
and
I'm not
I
gonna
think
lie.
it's basically one of the last Targaryens before they start going crazy and dying off. Yeah.
Checks out.
So it's after the events of House of the Dragon, where the beginning of the end was really there, and then this is in between that and then Game of Thrones.
All right. Interesting. And there's hundreds of years of lore still in there, isn't
Yeah,
there?
because like House of the Dragon is 100 years before the events of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's basically
Yeah, well-
it's basically where the Targaryen family divide and then where the inbreeding starts ramping up.
Oh,
Yeah.
lovely. Love that.
But I mean, you
Love
see it in
that.
House of the Dragon, where it's kind of hinted at the whole time, right? And then it
Well,
outright has it happen.
we all know.
We all
Like,
know
it's
that the
even
uncle and
talked
the niece
about
get
in,
together.
yeah, it's talked about even in Game of Thrones.
Yep.
Like, technically, Daenerys is Jon Snow's aunt. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, and they're the same age.
Yeah, love that. I don't.
It's messed up. Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of like time differences in book series and TV series, though, my next book coming up to actually takes place in the future from my initial one. Like
Okay.
this one, so my first book is about, it takes place at the end of a war. And that war in my next book is talked about like a cautionary tale to people. People don't actually know if it happened. Like,
Right.
that's how far into the future Death and Rest is taking place. They don't actually know what happened. As the reader, if you read Time, Swords, and Blood first, you know what happened. But the people that you're reading about in Death and Rest, they just use it as a cautionary tale. Like, this is why the world is at peace, because we don't want the world at war again for 1,000 years. And I'm really excited about it because I get to play with the characters that existed for, when was I in college? What year is it?
I don't want to.
It has to
I don't want to age you, Hannah, but you are a bit older than me, so.
Shush. Anyways,
I finished
it's been at
college over a decade ago.
yeah, I think, you know what? I'm just gonna pull it up on DeviantArt and like date check it real quick.
But yeah, like I guess it's one of those things where like you could pick up either book and not be lost, basically.
Yeah, that's what I mean for it. With Death and Rest, it's the first of 4 books consecutively.
Yeah, okay.
So from Death and Rest to the next 3
But
after
they
it,
don't
you're
really-
following this.
They don't really directly connect to each other, though, right? You could just pick up anyone, and then it gets to all the
Yeah,
lore.
so like you could pick up Death and Rest without having read Time, Swords, and Blood.
Okay.
And then like you could technically go read Time, Swords, and Blood afterwards if you want something to read in between Death and Rest and the book that comes out after it, kind of thing.
So
And
you
then be like, oh, all this stuff that was mentioned in DNR
okay?
was actually history. It's not just a local legend kind of thing. Which I think is kind of sad, because it's just like there's like when you have read Time, Swords, and Blood, you're like, oh my goodness, all these people died essentially for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, but it happens in a lot of fantasy, like Game of Thrones. George R. R. Martin kills off so many people that, in the end, it didn't have to happen that way. But that's
did not.
But that's reality. That's life in real life, right? People just die for no reason sometimes.
Yeah, that's exceptionally true.
Yeah. Like, obviously
but
by
see,
now we
like-
know, like, Rob and Catelyn Stark didn't have to die in the end, but they ended up having to die anyway because a political play had to be made. But in the end, it didn't really matter ultimately because they still failed. Those people still failed in the end.
Oh yeah. So I'm looking at the date I first published the comic that
Oh,
you
God.
see characters from. April 19th, 2013. Is when I first started releasing the comic.
13 years ago. Wow.
So 13 years ago. However, the characters were conceptualized before that, and one of them has existed since I was in grade 9, and that was 2006, I think.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so like
So 20
that-
yees.
a very, very long time.
It was 20 years ago.
Yeah, wow, that makes me really uncomfortable to think about.
I was like, well, she was a grade 9 around the time I was in middle school era, so.
Wow. Oh, goodness. I don't feel like it was 20 years ago, but here I am doing the math.
Well,
It
that's kind of like where I'm at with my main series, is that like I've been trying to do it since high school and just never got around to doing it, and all the ideas have come from like 15 years of just not putting it together.
Well, I hope you're getting around to it now, so that's what matters.
Well, I stopped that one because I got too many ideas for the other one that but I haven't stopped doing that either. So like the thing is, I can't stop. If I stop, I'll just stop for like 5 years.
Yeah, I think I've told you like when we were like just like chatting, off of podcast where I'm just like I cycle through. I'm constantly writing, but it doesn't mean I'm essentially always writing one project. Because like I don't want to get bored, but like I also don't want to stop writing because I always want to write. So I just kind of cycle through several projects because if I get bored in one, I don't want to force myself to do it and then get writer's block from it.
Yeah, I think
So
it's I think David
that's my
Baldacci.
solution.
I think David Baldacci said he throws out a quarter of what he writes, but he writes every single day.
Yeah, I just constantly cycle. I have I think 11 projects on the go.
Okay, well, I'm not that bad.
Yeah, no, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad, and that's not including fan fiction.
And I'm trying to read a bunch too to keep up on it. And I have so many books. Like it took me a while to finish yours just because I get sidetracked. I got Mel
Oh my
Brooks's
God, you
book right
finished
now.
it?
Yeah, eventually.
I didn't know you finished it.
I
Oh,
eventually did.
nice,
I'll have
very
to go back and
nice.
reread it again, but it is what it is.
Yeah, you said you were always working on Mondays when the rod is, so like you could have just had me reading it to you instead.
I could. Do you do voices in your group for that?
I don't do voices, but I do try to do like inflection. So like I'm not
Like doing an
I'm
audiobook,
not
like you're trying to do slight differences in your voice to tell it's a different
yeah,
character. Yeah.
like one character is always like cheerful, so I make my voice more cheerful when I'm speaking as them or like because I don't do different voices just because like I don't want to be because like all I can think about is like if a male narrator is narrating and then he's speaking for a woman and then he makes his voice all high and then you're just pulled right out of the story.
I hate that too. That's why I don't listen to most audiobooks.
Yeah, so then all I'm doing is just I'm reading. My rotten readers say I have good diction and pacing, so that's relieving, but it's still like I'm trying my best
Yeah,
with
because
it,
I feel
right?
like for a fantasy book, you're better off like having a casted thing as a main release if you're gonna do an audio.
I want to do I think they're called graphic audios, so it's like an audio book, but it's also like a what are they called? Like a oh crap. Like a dramatic podcast, like you
Yeah, like an
have a
audio
story
drama,
audio drama, yeah.
which is
So
what
it's
they
like an
do
audio
for like
drama.
they do it for like Batman, where it's like fully casted, and they have a Harry Potter one that's coming out with Hugh Laurie playing Dumbledore, and
Yeah, no. So I want to do a graphic audio, but instead of like hiring people, I just want to like ask my friends, "Hey, which character was your favorite? Do you want to voice them for me?"
oh yeah, I told you I'd be totally down. I told you I could probably
Yeah.
find you people to do it. So
Yeah, I know a couple of people also have like very favorite characters too, and they're just like, I would love to do a character for you. So like, what do you have a character you'd want to do?
I feel like I could do the commander.
Oh, interesting,
I feel like
interesting.
I could do it.
Was he one of your favorites?
I think so. I think for me it's that. I did like Vice. I do like Vice.
Viche is the correct
Is it
pronunciation, but it's
Viche?
spelled
Okay, that's why I was like, I know I got it
yeah.
wrong, but it's
No,
okay.
everybody says Vice. They're like, I see the pronunciation guide, and I'm gonna say Vice anyways, because like it's spelt that way,
Oh, I didn't
right?
even look at the guide, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah. No,
figured out Theone though after a while.
yeah. No, there's a lot of people like so. Fan favorites I've noticed are all Gwen and Durin, but a lot of Vishay fans have like come out of the woodwork in the last like 6 months, which I'm really entertained by. So,
It's like people
uh,
when people start reading Harry Potter for the first time, they had no idea how to pronounce Hermione. 'Cause it's a
really?
completely made up name. Yeah, because people go like
Oh,
it's Haramone or like because it's a completely like made up name to people that are not in the United Kingdom. You know what I mean? Like it's not a common name at all. It's like discovering an Irish name for the first time, an old Irish name for the first time. It's
have
like,
a lot of Irish names in this book. That's why I put the pronunciation guide because I'm just like I don't want people like saying Shersha or Kiva wrong.
but
So
do you have like a certain like accent to these people you have, or you just this is just like doesn't really matter necessarily for you?
like in the book in Time, Swords, and Blood, I mentioned that Gwen has a thicker accent.
Okay.
But like I don't give like a full description because like I don't put like Earth accents in there.
You're not
obviously.
Tolkien where you're making up an entire fucking language for these people.
Yeah. And like the magic language in my book is actually Slovene, so it is a real language. And people can Google it if they want to know what people are saying in that language. But in Time, Swords, and Blood, I call it bygone speech.
Yeah, so most of the time it's gonna be like how you see most fantasies, where it's like an offshoot of like a British accent.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
Because every fantasy's kind of like that, but they're all like slightly different variations of British.
Yeah, that's usually the way to go, isn't it? For me, I would pick more like since I have a lot of Irish and Slavic names involved, I would lean towards more Irish and Slavic accents for the people in this universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
then you gotta find people that could do Irish and Slavic.
Yeah, I mean,
or attempt it anyway.
What I'm picturing is like 8 years down the line is when I'm a famous author and
oh, there you
knows my
go.
name.
We re-release it and then we just have a full cast for you, and then you're good.
That, or people will be like, I want to do a TV show, and then I'll be like, whatever actors we pick, just talk in your accent.
Yeah, because like guys like Kit Harington, they cast him because he could do the Northern English accent to represent the North. Like Jon Snow, there's a particular accent they're going for, whereas like in the South they wanted more Hispanic. They wanted Spanish sounding English.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it would be something like that, and like that's something I can think about when I become famous. That's not like a now thing.
You're saying when? Are you trying to will it into the world?
I'm not willing it. I know it's gonna happen.
Okay, well, you know what?
Yeah.
Maybe I just gotta get my book off the ground, and then we can get that out there, and then we'll just go like we'll do the independent author training, get everyone popular together.
Yeah, I got to do that. Me, you, and then my dad also, because I inspired my dad to write a series as well. So he's calling me like every other day asking questions.
I know someone who's doing a witchy wrestling inspired book right now as well.
Ooh.
Where she wants to be pro wrestler, but then the ring has like mystical powers, so she starts getting like witch abilities and doesn't really know why.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was like, we'll see how that goes, and then. My other thing that I do on this channel is a Wrestling E-Federation, where you're your own GM and you create your own stories with actual wrestlers and stuff like that. So this person is going to use her character in the next season of our show to kind of cultivate already like a base lore of what the character is supposed to do, and just be a wrestling witch, and just have like a whole backstory. So
that. And it's kind of interesting because like since becoming an author, you find people in that niche, right? I've made a few fellow indie author friends, and it's interesting how much smaller the world becomes because people know each other, right? I went to the what was it, like the Peterborough Medieval Fair or something. It was done in an old church in Peterborough.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and there was like knights and a dragon and a king. It was really fun. I went in with the intention of buying a weapon if I saw a weapon there.
Of course you did.
And instead I came out with 2 indie author books and a dragon pen.
That's still cool.
It is, yes. I wonder if I came with a 4th thing too. I think it was just those, but I remember going up to the little corner where these 2 indie authors were, and I have this problem where if I see an independent author, I have to buy their book. I don't even...
Like, even if you don't read it, you're trying to support their dream.
Yeah, and like a lot of the indie authors that I have met since becoming an author myself aren't in my genre. In the genre I write, but also prefer to read. Mm-hmm. But these ones at this medieval fair
are close to what you're looking for.
Sci-fi. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I walked up to the first one and I'm like, "Did you write these books?" And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Perfect. Give me one." And she's like, "Do you want to know anything about it?" I'm like, "Is it fantasy or sci-fi?" And she's like, "Yep." And I'm like, "Done.
Yeah, because
Give me your book."
you and I are not going to cross paths to how we write. It's not like
Yeah,
I don't do fantasy. I like fantasy. I will read fantasy, but I'm not. I don't.
you're more contemporary.
I'm more contemporary. I
Yeah.
focus on dramatic, story rich in that regard, and like sometimes dark humor is like it's not at all anywhere close to fantasy anyway.
Yeah, yeah, no, but at this fair, it was fantasy everywhere.
That's
So
good.
I was just like, there's no way there is a contemporary book in this old church full of nerds. There's no way. Oh, a t-shirt. I also came home with a
There you
t-shirt
go.
with a sword on
It
it.
came to you.
Yeah, it did come to me. I'm like, I swear there was a fourth thing. But yeah, so then she was right next to another author. So then, like, that author saw me buy a book from her. So I just turned and I'm like, "Did you write these books?" And she's like, "Yeah." And she's about to give me her spiel. I'm like, "You don't need to tell me about it. It's just give me the book." And then a friend of mine that I've known since I was 4 years old came over to visit a couple weeks ago, and she was telling me that she has a friend who writes fantasy books and she does fairs and all these other things, and she couldn't remember the name of her friend's book, and she felt really bad, and then she like googled her friend's pen name and then showed me the title, and I'm like, "I kid you not, I met your friend. I just saw her at the medieval, like the Peterborough
Like
medieval
I
fair,
just
and
bought her stuff. Like
I just bought her book." So like the world just closes right in.
we should try. We should try to
Like
get
but
you. We should try to get you like hawking out at like a fan expo, walking around. Like here you go.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm at a market in February at crap. What is it called? Critical Hit, I think. It's like a gaming
There you go.
bar restaurant in Curtis.
Okay.
Yeah, there's an event going on called Book Bazaar, so there's other authors there and bookstores and like other crafty little vendors that are going to be there. So I'm going to be sitting there with my book trying to get people to buy Time Swords and Blood, and also pre-orders for Death and Rest because my pre-orders are open on my website.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, and I had like an initiative going on like leading up to my pre-orders opening, being like, "Hey, like the pre-orders are opening, but the first person to get a pre-order, like to order a pre-order, is gets a extra special surprise with their pre-order because I'm doing bundles until the release day. So instead of just charging for the book, I'm also charging for like extra goodies. So it's more like a like you're getting like a goodie bag
Okay.
for the book.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're just paying like an extra $10 to get a goodie bag plus the book. And then all the items that are going to be included with that goodie bag are also going to come up on my website to purchase as well if people want that. I have a lot of fun things on my website that I think are like a future fan would absolutely love because
Okay.
I have one thing called Letter from a Friend, and what it is a fan can ask for it, and then in the notes they say, "I want a letter from this character." And
Okay.
yeah.
Interesting.
So then I write them a letter from the character they like or want to
That's interesting to do
letter
that.
from.
Wow.
Yeah, and like I give instructions like, "Hey, give me your name, give me your preferred pronouns, tell me what you want, like if you want something specific from this character to say, like if you got a promotion recently and you want a congratulations on it from the character, or you need some like encouraging words, just let me know and you'll get that from this character." And then I
That's
write
cool.
it, and yeah, and I do the paper up all old looking and stuff. So I've had a couple orders of that, which is fun because then it also gives me like a little thing to do aside from trying to pawn books
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Because you got to keep it. Because
Fresh.
we're not as big. You're not as big as anyone else like out there for that. So you gotta like
Yeah.
keep your name out in the zeitgeist without over pushing the one book you have.
Yeah. And then I also have like hand painted bookmarks, like no two are the same. So you're getting little tiny pieces of art that
Which is cool. I
have
did
like,
see that.
yeah. And then I have like regular bookmarks as well. But now I just like, and with every new edition of a book, there's going to be more stuff available. But right now, it's just the script. Hold it as a placeholder for Death and Rest because my cover artist is presently working on the cover for me.
There you go.
And
Nice.
yeah, I'm so excited too because they sent me like four options to choose from, and two of the options that they sent me were very, very similar to a piece of art I made over a decade ago of this character that's going to be on the cover.
That's
So I'm
perfect.
like, yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, like what are the chances? Obviously, I have to pick one of those two instead of um, the like other two options, but like all of them were like brilliant options, and like I was so scared because I remember when because it's the same cover artist I used for Time Swords and Blood, same
Mhm.
person I'm working with. And when they first sent me like three samples for the Time Swords and Blood cover, it took me 10,000 years to pick a cover. Yeah, just so long. But
kind of
now
indecisive, or just we're looking for that perfect one
they
you
were
want.
all three options they originally gave me for Time Swords and Blood were beyond anything I could have imagined for myself because like I
Okay.
fancy myself an artist as well. I just didn't want to do art on top of writing the whole book, and I knew someone else would take more joy from it than I would. So, and this person did. They said that like their dream job is to make fantasy book cover art. And my dream job is to write fantasy books. So I'm like, oh my gosh,
So if you ever take
let's
off,
do.
you have somebody
Yeah,
that could just make covers for people.
yeah. So then they did a fantastic job. I'm so obsessed with my cover, and I know I'm gonna be so obsessed with my next cover. And they're also doing a promotional art piece as well for me. I've ordered like four different pieces of art from them. Two of them are smaller, and then I have like my two larger ones. But I'm very excited about that. And when the cover comes out, like the cover reveal will be in June, and then I'll have 3 months to kind of push my book that way because like it's one thing to talk about your book before you have the cover, and then there's talking about your book with a beautiful cover and showing people like, hey, this could be on your shelf.
Yeah, like
So
I don't have an artistic ability myself, so I just kind of used because like one day I'd rather like release it with an actual artist, but right now I just use like a Chat GPT idea of one.
oh, naughty, you shouldn't use ChatGPT. Get yourself a Canva account and you do Canva yourself
Okay.
or hire someone.
Okay.
It's so much better.
No, like I would rather go that way. I'm just yeah,
Yeah.
but I
And
have a rough idea of what it would look like basically.
okay. Yeah. No, I'm super excited about it cuz I also told them like I want the back of the cover similar to Time Swords and Blood, but like with obviously like it's not going to be owls and a dragon on the back this time. This time it's bats
Oh,
and
there.
bugs. Yeah, and instead of a girl on the cover, it's going to be a boy on the cover, and I'm excited for people to be like, "Ooh, who's that?" Because for Time Swords and Blood, a lot of people like it was 50-50 split. Either people knew who was on the cover once that character came into the book, and then
Mhm.
other people were like, "Oh, I thought that was the MC." I'm like, "No, it's a different character
Yeah, I thought it was
on
the
the
MC
cover."
on the cover too. So.
Yeah, no, I've had to point it out to a few people. I'm like, "No, it's this person," and then they look at it again. They're like, "Oh my gosh, you're right." And then a lot of people also miss the dragon silhouette on the cover as well.
Oh, now I have to look.
Which, yeah, there's a dragon shadow on the cover, and people are just like, "Oh my gosh, how did I miss
Now I
that?"
have to go fucking find it and look. Like, see, I don't know. I had no idea. There you go.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
a copy and didn't even look at it enough to know.
This is why the cover artist is so great because I
Yeah,
told
that's
them I'm like
true.
hide a dragon on the cover for me, and that's how they did it. It's a shadow
Okay.
on the snow, look like over top of the owls and the character on the cover. So the next cover is going to be sick as hell. I'm not going to give anything away about it, but I call Time Swords and Blood my little girl, and Death and Rest is going to be my little boy because there's a guy on the cover. I haven't fully actually said what it's about, but I have my little thing about things.
So what is this one about then? Because it's not gonna be the same, but it's in like a similar universe, right?
It's the same planet, same universe, but it's just in the future.
Yes.
So, what I have as my description on my website right now is a lot of time has passed since the events of Time, Swords, and Blood, but how much? Only one way to find out. The world is at peace. The 1,000-year war is a cautionary tale keeping conflict at bay. Not a lot goes on in the temple these days, but when an ancient holy relic is supposedly grants immortality is stolen under the guardian's nose, chaos is sure to follow. Crix is living proof that the Jade Suns grant immortality among temples. For the last 199 years, he has not aged a day as he stood guard over the relic. As one of the highest-ranking monks and keepers in his temple, Crix must set out to find the relic before other temples find out what happened to it during his watch. When the priest must be discreet about finding his thief, his only option is hiring another. Arya is an infamous pirate captain who owns a fabled ship known as the Titan. Swifter than owls, quicker than steamships, her ship is said to be the fastest vessel at sea. She is also the second most wanted criminal in the entire world. Little does Arya know that taking a deal with a keeper, one of the top authorities around, will lead to the discovery of events that will change the world as both of them know it. Follow the adventure of a priest and a pirate as they discover villainous plots and find out who people really are.
So you're just gonna like your entire series is gonna hit every fantasy that you want because now it's got pirates.
Yeah, there's pirates, there's gay cowboys, there's immortal priests. It's
Gay cowboys, hell yeah!
Yes. There's gay, gay cowboys.
One day we gotta get Walton Goggins to voice the gay cowboy. I feel like he'd nail it.
But yeah, no, I love all of my characters. I'm so excited for everyone to meet them. And like as you know, like reincarnation like is canon in this series.
Right.
So you're meeting spirits from the last book, but they're in most of them are in new bodies. So they're different characters and it's like a game for readers to be like who's who.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's also personal fun for me. I don't know how much fun the readers are going to have trying to figure out who's who. But...
Who do you think is gonna be like in this book the fan favorite for you?
Okay, I'm going to be perfectly honest. Like when I put out Time, Swords, and Blood, I had zero idea that Durin and Gwen were going to be the fan faves. Like across the board, every single person loves Durin and Gwen. I had no idea that was going to happen. I also didn't know who's going to be favorites in that one either. But like I'm trying to think of who would be the fan favorites now in Death and Rest, and I'm just like there's so many characters because like it takes place over the span of 4 books this time, right? So you get to know them a lot more.
Okay.
Than you do in this one because like in Time, Swords, and Blood you have 1 book to pick a character you love. But in Death and Rest and the ones to follow, you might like one character in one book, but you might change your mind in the next, right? So, and I also like, in Time, Swords, and Blood, I made sure people didn't like villains. Like, I don't know. Like I made sure. I'm like there's no one's liking the villains in this. There is no way no one's liking the villains.
Yeah, I feel like it's important. Like the villains are villainy for a reason, guys. Like
yeah, like,
you shouldn't like Ramsay Bolton. He's a piece of shit. Like you're not gonna like this guy.
He is a piece of shit.
Like
and yeah, so like that's and some people are like, oh, villains need to have reason for like they're evil. I'm like, no, some people are just evil. Some people are just evil, and that's with Time, Swords, and Blood. The main villain in it is just evil. Whereas with Death and Rest and the next 3 books, so the 4-book series, you meet 3 villains.
okay.
And like I love all three of them just because like the way that their minds are is just so twisted to me. And like, you know how like you hate to love them, and like again, they are all bad people. They're all bad people, but I still love them.
You're not supposed to like them because they're terrible human beings.
They're terrible.
That's why they're villains.
Yeah, but like I love them. And I'm really excited for everyone to meet these guys coming up. Whereas with like the air quote good guys, I feel like it's gonna be a mixed bag because like everyone is like like for example, because I have two, I've written Death and Rest in third person, so where it's Time,
Okay.
Swords, and Blood is in first person. Death and Rest is in third, and instead of having one point of view the whole time, you're getting multiple point of views with Death and Rest and the series to follow.
Oh, so you did more of like the kind of almost like the formulaic fantasy where you get more than one person's perspective on things.
Yeah, because like with Time, Swords, and Blood, you're getting kind of like an unreliable narrator because Delilah is just thrown into this world she knows nothing about, right? Whereas in Death and Rest and so forth, everyone is from that world. Everyone knows what's up. Everyone has their own story kind of going on. And like the two main focuses are the ones that like I mentioned in like the description, Crix and Arya, my immoral priest and my pirate captain.
Yeah.
So, and they're obviously two very different people. Like one is a monk and
Yeah, he's
part
like a
of the
pious, godly man.
Yeah.
And then you got the
Yes.
pirate.
Yes, and like there's an audio on TikTok that I think about when I think about their dynamic because in the book, spoilers alert, in the book, the pirate captain, instead of calling the priest by his name, she always calls him Kitten.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like her way of like diminishing him because like she doesn't give a she doesn't give a fuck, right? And she knows it bothers him, but but when you see it from his side, he's just like, why am I okay with this? Because he doesn't fight her on it.
Oh,
So,
okay.
like,
So you get the like.
Yeah, he doesn't fight her on
Okay.
it. So there's an audio on TikTok where it's like, I am a pious man. No one can sway me from the path of God. And then there's another voice where it's like, hey, kitty. And then it's like clearly the other person is like having like a panic attack. Like and that's kind of how I picture their
But he
relationship.
that's actually kind of funny. I feel like like real relationships can be that way too.
Yeah. And like and they don't like each other at the beginning, but it's like all four books is following like their professional relationship and them slowly getting along kind of thing. So I'm intrigued to see how people like that. And then there's like the pirate captain's whole crew that everyone gets to meet. And you see like in Time, Swords, and Blood, you mainly only see one section of one province, whereas with the next four books, you're going to see the entire world. You get to see what the whole world is like.
Okay.
Yeah, you see so in Time, Swords, and Blood, you're mostly on the western side of the northwestern province, but with even in Death and Rest, like you see Xanthru, which is known as like the capital of the entire world. Like that's where like all like the big decisions are made. It's where the most holy of temples is. It's where all of these sacred relics are kept. So you start out there, and then people go to the northeastern province, which is like a more tropical place, and where a lot of the pirates live from around the world. And then you also get to see parts of the southern province, which is just mentioned in Time, Swords, and Blood, and people don't like the south in Time, Swords, and Blood, and that theme kind of carries on into Death and Rest. But then you see the south, and you see that the south doesn't like the rest of the world either, and how different their part of the world is compared to the rest of the world, right?
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, right?
if only us Canadians are experiencing that right now.
Yeah, it's wild. But yeah, so it's super fun. You get to see like all those kinds of things, and you get to see what I find interesting with Time Swords and Blood, because like obviously it's like the bad guys and the South versus like the rest of the world. But a lot of people forget that one of the fan favorites, Durin, he is from the South. He is a
Mm.
Southern boy, but he's just like, what is happening down there is wrong. I want to join the good guys, kind of thing. And again, you meet people from the South, and aren't great, but like some of them are really fantastic, and that's where you get to meet some gay cowboys who are just fucking fantastic. One of them's a bard. One of them is a
Of
huntsman.
course, one of them's a bard gay
Hell
cowboy.
yeah, one of them's a bard. Again, Durin is technically a bard.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm really excited about it, and like there's other mentions like you see the way that the religion has changed, and you see the way history has changed and is remembered, and you see two different perspectives of as well between two different churches, because like the pirate captain sees the world very differently from Crix. You find out that he's rather extremely sheltered, especially since he basically rarely leaves his own
Well, yeah,
temple
because
for the
like
last.
he's isolated in like a temple, so he doesn't really
Yeah, like
see
he
anything.
didn't have to stay there, but he decided to stay there for the majority of his very long life, because he's like, I'm this relic's guardian, I can't leave it. In the book, spoilers again, like he mentions leaving it twice, maybe three times in the 200 years since he became the guardian of this relic. But that's it. Like he rarely leaves the temple. And with this adventure that he goes on, he starts seeing how like even like reports that he receives, because he's like one of the higher ups at that temple, are so different from what he is physically seeing. So
It kind of reminds
I
me.
think
It kind of reminds me of when you watch Yu-Gi-Oh and like the origins of Merrick and how like his family has been generations and generations just in this underground defending the tomb of the pharaoh, but the Merrick has this evil entity like taking him over.
yeah. Yeah.
But I do like
Honestly,
I do like the idea of the pirates though. The pirates, the gay cowboy does seem interesting.
yeah, I love it. I love it so much. I'm so excited about it. One of I think pirates are on like the uptake in trends for books. So like I think I'm pulling Death and Rest out at the right time. But we'll see. We'll see. And I think it's also very fun because like I know there's girlies out there who love priests. I don't get it, but we got we got a guy for them. We got some people too. So,
Some
and
people.
again, like I have a lot of LGBTQ representation in it, because like in Time Swords and Blood, it's as natural as breathing to have LGBTQ characters around. I don't make it because like I know a lot of people, like a lot of comments that I received with Time Swords and Blood is like I don't make a big deal out of people's identities. Like it's just part of the world. Like it's people don't care how you identify because it's just you, right? So that's I kept that theme where it's just like you are you. It doesn't matter what your gender is or how you identify.
You're writing them as a
It's
person,
yeah.
and the average person
The,
doesn't go around saying "I am this." They just do it.
it's just how everyone is.
Yeah.
And I also got a comment, like again, spoilers for people who are listening who haven't read my book yet. The MC becomes disabled, and I got a lot of comments saying like it doesn't become part of her personality, it's just part of her daily life. I don't make it like a huge like big thing. It's just like because like disabled people are all around us, right? So it's just again, she's there, she's living her life as a disabled person now, and it's just how it is. So,
So you try to
and
like
I have,
you try to tick all the boxes without feeling like it's forced.
yeah, because like I've also again gotten comments where readers are like, I've read kind of like a similar situation, but it becomes like like a bad thing in the book that this is part of their life, and it's just like it shouldn't like a lot of people like yeah, it affects their lives deeply, but they don't want people to just focus on that about them, right? Like they are not their disability, it's just part of them. So that's how I try to do it with that. And again, with my next book, you'll see disabled people again, and it's not like a it I don't make it the whole point of having it there. It's just there's LGBT, there's disabled people. It's just like walking around in a regular world, except it's a fantasy world. So like people might have really cool prosthetics.
Yeah, like almost like it could be like a cyberpunky thing where like you have like a bionic arm or some shit.
Almost, yeah. So like
Okay.
when with time not Time Swords and Blood, with Death and Rest, I would liken it close to like steampunk kind of vibes,
Okay.
because like yeah, because like the era that people are walking into is similar to like the mid 1800s, because like there were still pirates then, there were still cowboys then.
I think you'd like
So
Arcane then. I think you'd 100% like her. I'm just saying.
again, a lot of people told me I'd probably like it,
But
but
now I'm never gonna watch it. I'm never gonna get to it.
I'll watch it. It's just right now. It's
I'll
not the
watch
time for me.
it
I'm
in
gonna rewatch all my
2030, and I'll let you know how I
So
feel.
yeah. Another comment I got with Time Swords and Blood was I had a lot of food descriptions in it,
Yeah, a lot of
and
food. It's because of
a
your
lot of food.
background.
Yeah, and people are like, you're making me hungry reading this book. So with Death and Rest, I decided, because wrote in a lot of food descriptions again. I did it again. Crazy me. But with this one, with Death and Rest, I am including a couple recipes at the back of the book. So this time people can't
Oh, hell
complain.
yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, so people can't complain about me making them hungry. I'll be like, you're hungry, the recipe's at the back of the book, go make it.
Do you think one day when you get the whole series kind of put together, you make a cookbook?
That's a possibility, but like, cause like I don't know, because with like my blog, I haven't put a blog out, like a new newsletter out in a couple months, but every once in a while I include a recipe with my blog. So like if people are subscribed to my newsletter on my website, they'll get bonus recipes, and then with Death and Rest, they'll get a couple recipes in the back of that book. So it's more so like people can just collect them. That sounds like too much work for me, because I'm already working on the cookbook for the LARP that I work with.
Of course you
And
are.
I know. So it's just like one cookbook is good for now.
I just
Because I
think,
technically,
I just think like, 10 years from now when you're famous, that's a good moneymaker for you.
I mean, you're probably right,
Someone could
but
just do it for you, gathering what your information and just put it together for you.
I don't know. I like doing everything myself,
Oh,
which is
she'll never be
yeah, I'm
too
one of
she'll never be
those.
too famous to do it herself.
Yeah. One of the comments I got a lot was people want a map, and I'm like, that sounds like a lot of work to put that into a book. So
Yeah,
instead of putting
they
it into
they do that in fantasies. I'm like, where do you guys even think of doing this or like have the time to do this?
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm putting a lore page on my website, so then people can just go there. They can see like all the deep lore that the people of my universe already know, and see maps and see like the all the details about the gods and children's stories and all those things. So
Maybe somebody will make a fan fiction and will make a map for you, and then like they'll show you like, here's what I have. Here's an idea of
well,
what I could.
technically I already have a map. I made a map. How long ago was it when I was in college again?
A
I
bygone
technically have a
era.
map. It's just on paper, and I sounds like a lot of work to put it into a digital form and then format it to make it into a book.
Probably,
So
yeah.
yeah, so I will put a map up on my website, but that people don't need one in my book. Like I as a reader, I do like seeing maps in books, but again, since I have to do it, it's fine. We don't actually need that in there.
You don't need it that bad, guys. Just
No, you'll get your pronunciation guide and your content warnings and your recipes in this next book, but you're not getting a map in the book. You can just go to the website.
So the vice isn't pronounced vice.
Vichy.
Vichy, which just sounds like you're making a French vice.
It's Latin.
That makes sense too. I do like what one of your readers is a Vichy's vice though.
Oh my goodness, my Discord, everyone is cracking me up over there because
they're all like named after a character, aren't they?
Yeah, no, I have a couple people who name themselves after characters. Like I have Durin's biggest fan.
Yeah, I saw that. Durin's biggest fan.
I have Cahal's connoisseur, but like their name used to be Theany Ripley because a lot of my readers picture Theany as Rhea Ripley.
Oh, but you're not like the biggest wrestling person though.
I love Rhea Ripley.
Oh, of course you do.
I don't know.
Of course you do. Honestly, guys, if you don't know, look her up and you'll like wrestling suddenly. Like Rhea Ripley is like what you.
So then,
Rhea Ripley's the goth mommy you've always wanted in your life.
So beautiful, beautiful goth mommy. But yeah, so then Cahal Connoisseur used to be Theany Ripley, and their partner used to be Theany Kisser or something. I can't remember.
I saw that.
Yeah, everyone's just cracking me up, and then I got Adder Puncher on there.
I do see that.
Yeah. And what, like you said, Vichy's Vice. So the people who are really involved with like the chat and stuff just crack me up. And even those who don't come to every Rotten Read either are also just a pleasure to talk to when they do show up in the chats and stuff. So, yeah, it's a blast on my little Discord. And I have like color coordination on there too. So what I've done is like everyone on the Discord right now, I think I have colored red. And if you look at like your name, you'll see that it's like posted as an Amaranthian, which is one of the races in my book.
Okay.
So everyone who joins before Death and Rest comes out are the Amaranthians on my server. So like they're my OGs. And then after Death and Rest comes out, when people join the server, they're going to be assigned a different race from my book series, so that everyone kind of gets to know what they are in my book series. Another little fun little fan thing that people can.
So anyone that comes in after your next book is going to get a different one.
Correct. Yeah. So if you've read my book and you want to be an Amaranthian, which are technically my energy vampires, you want to come in now.
Your energy vampires.
Well, that's technically what they are. Like they're long-lived and they live long because they eat people. So,
I guess so. I never thought of it that way. It was true.
Yeah.
That's why that's why your energy's getting lower. They're feeding off you.
Correct.
How are you gonna to do this like for the next rest of your life?
Well, okay, so like eventually I'm gonna run out of races, but like when I get to like the common folk, it's just like that's too bad. Like when there's more people, more fans on the server, it's just like too bad, so sad. You missed out the early years when you could have got a cool race instead of a common folk.
Yeah, you're just regular white now. Sorry. No one wants to just be white anymore.
Oh my goodness. Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited about putting recipes in and talking more about food and people getting really excited about pirates and gay cowboys and mortal priests.
So where's the pirate influence come from? Like, what's your favorite piratey thing?
I want you to guess.
It's probably not the obvious Pirates of the Caribbean.
It is obvious.
It is that one?
It is. So
I was gonna guess originally One Piece, but
No, I've actually haven't watched a lot of One Piece. Or read the manga when One Piece. What's the three thing? It's One Piece, Naruto, and what's the third one?
I wouldn't know.
Okay. Anyways, I was a Naruto girly. I
Okay.
read all of the Naruto manga. I've seen all of the anime for Naruto. I haven't read or watched any of the Boruto stuff. That I'm not ready. But I was more for the Naruto stuff. And that I just want to bring this up real quick because like in my book, I want to set it here now for those who are listening. In my book, I mentioned shadow magic, and I know shadow magic is really big right now because of one of the fairy books that are out in the world. I want
Okay.
everyone to yeah, it's I'm I want everyone to, and I'm sorry, I'm a little excited and flustered from it, but because like everyone's like, oh, I want a shadow daddy, blah blah blah, blah romance, whatever kind of thing. Yeah, that's like the big thing right now, and I want everyone to know. My shadow magic is not influenced by those books. I never read them. My shadow magic is based off of the shadow jujitsu, like the shadow magic from Naruto, like Shikamaru. That's the shadow magic I
Okay.
picture.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like it's my own flavor, but like that's what inspired me for shadow magic in my own series. It's from Naruto.
But the pirates is from the obvious like Pirates of the Caribbean.
So it stems from Pirates of the Caribbean. So I'll give you the whole
Okay.
lore
Okay.
from the pirates within my universe. So it starts with my sister. My sister loved Pirates of the Caribbean. Big fan. She got me into it, and we were both like, hell yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean. Um, so in grade 9 in 2006, I had a pirate costume party for my birthday.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah. So that's kind of where it started. Excuse me. And the character I came up with for that party is where I stemmed the character for this book. She is exceptionally different from where she stemmed 20 years ago.
So she's not like a Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, she's not Jack Sparrow.
Okay.
So like within the universe, oh crap, I'm gonna butcher this woman's name. Hold on. Cause I'm now pulling pirate inspiration from pirates in history. Like I love the story of Anne
Oh
Bonny
yes.
and stuff. And hold on, I'm gonna have to find her name real quick.
I heard
Please.
that Disney wanted to do the Bonnie one, but they wanted to do Margot Robbie as the Bonnie.
Ugh, no.
Which I'm
Margot Robbie's
like,
overdone.
yeah, like I feel like she doesn't fit that what they're gonna do, but I want to see them do a movie about the Bonnie thing. Though. If you want like a lore, if Disney wants to go the route of having like a female protagonist, Bonnie is a good one because that's like one of the more famous ones you could do.
Yeah, so in the series, because I mentioned one of my main characters, Arya, is the second most wanted pirate everywhere. The first is known, she has several names. She's known as the Crimson Crusader, she's known as a pirate queen, and she is based off of a, a real life pirate queen that existed in I think the 19th century. I can't remember, and I'm gonna butcher her name. Zhang Yi Sao or something, but
Oh,
she
the
had
Chinese pirate queen. Yes.
yes,
Yes.
her. She had a fleet of like 40,000 ships. Like she was not to be messed with.
Which is where they kind of got the idea for Elizabeth Swann at the end too. They kind of like gave her a bit of that character.
Absolute icon in history, absolute icon. So I based the number one most wanted is based off of this real life person, and I love that character as well. Like she's mentioned in Death and Rest, but you don't meet her until I think book 3. But I absolutely love her. Yeah, I absolutely love her.
So you're already looking way off in the future. Like you have this like planned out, down pat.
I know every single thing that's going to happen. everything. I know the ending of these four books. I have it written. It's done. I have it. I know
So
everything that I want
when
to
you're
happen.
when you're done this series, do you have a plan for a whole different set of things?
Again, I have 11 projects on the go. And everything is contained within the same universe.
Okay.
So yeah, everything is contained. Some books are on Earth, some books are on Alhan. It's all contained. And you get different stories. So again, this is a spoiler for Time, Swords, and Blood if you didn't read it, but it's very easily missed. The only person who caught it while reading is my husband. He calls it Space Roanoke, but essentially, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, because Roanoke was like one of the founding like cities in America.
Yeah, but it went completely missing. Like
Yes.
no,
They,
yeah,
no
so
sign, no sign of it ever existed again.
correct. Oh well, sign that it existed, but the people just like
Yeah,
disappeared.
they never found them again.
Yeah, so very briefly, like it's in passing, my main character Delilah in Time, Swords, and Blood mentions how their time travel capabilities aren't as good as their space travel ones. Their Mars colony barely made it to Mars, and then they never heard from them again, and drones couldn't find them.
That's actually similar to Outer Worlds, where they put these people out in the space, and only one ship made it to Halcyon, and they never heard from the Hope ever again for 70 years.
Yeah. So with that in mind, you get that like very brief. I think it's like one or two sentences in Time, Swords, and Blood, and then my epilogue for the final of these four books is a piece of that space colony. Like you see a glimpse, because like at the end of Time, Swords, and Blood, you see a glimpse into the series that starts with death and rest. So then again, you see a glimpse into what the space colony book is gonna be, and you find out what happens to them.
So you literally are going through like every single typical nerdy trope, but like not making it seem like it's forced.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Because there's a reason that those tropes exist. They work, they're fun, and for me, I write what I want to read. So that people are just getting fan fiction for my own universe, and
that's a good way of looking at it. Like don't make something you hate doing. Like if you're not a big romance person, don't force yourself to write romance.
Exactly. That's because like with Time, Swords, and Blood, I didn't realize I wrote a slow burn subplot until people were complaining to me about it. And it wasn't like bad complaining, it was like, Hannah, how is it 200 pages in and these two nerds have not kissed?
And you're like, I don't know, it's my own headcanon didn't do that.
Yeah, and like it changed. Obviously, like their romance was very different in the first few drafts of Time, Swords, and Blood, but I changed because like I didn't want it centered on their romance. I wanted it centered on my found family, on my hero's journey kind of thing, right?
You made it almost you made it almost like an aromantic thing where it's like they're not necessarily like going for the romance. It's just they exist.
The romance isn't the star of the show.
Yeah.
It's a subplot. It's there for some for a little bit of juice to the brain. That's it. It's not the star of the show. But yeah, I have other books planned. There's two books two right now that take place on Earth, and the characters from each of these books are from Delilah's timeline. Like one of them is older than Delilah, and they listen to her on her radio show, and in real time they hear her being like, okay, I'm going on vacation, I'll see you guys again in 2 weeks, and then they hear the announcement that she's disappeared and so forth, and you see like the domino effect from Delilah's disappearance.
Yeah, because like she knows in her mind, I only have like 2 weeks before people figure out I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
But she has no idea what time she jumped to at that point. Like she has it already been 2 weeks or not? I have no idea.
She has no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you see it in real time from this other person's perspective. And then another person is a child when Delilah disappeared, but you only see this person as an adult, and you see where the world has gone
Okay.
since then. Yeah, it's really fun. Like, I find it really fun. And I'm having a lot of fun, like, kind of moving my timelines around and tracking, since like Time, Swords and Blood is out now and Death and Rest is coming out in September. I have to be a little bit more careful with the way that I play with my timelines, because like I don't want any continuity errors. So like I'm constantly fact checking my own work.
But you also don't want to like take 8 years to finish the next one after.
Yeah, so what I'm essentially doing is my goal is one every 2 years. If I get more than one out every 2 years, that's fine for me, but the goal is one every 2 years.
I think it's reasonable to expect that, especially like the more you do it, the more you'll have it probably down pat, where you can be like a John Grisham and have one every 6 months out.
Well, yeah, or like people like Brandon Sanderson, who like blinks and a book appears in front of him. Like,
Yeah.
I have no idea how he does it, and he has tomes, and I'm just like,
Yeah, whereas guys like George R. R. Martin, they know they can't do that, so they're not gonna force themselves to do it. Like,
force it. Yeah, but so with me, and I want to, and they, like I said earlier, like these books are my babies. I want them to be the best they can be, and I think 2 years is fair, because with Time, Swords and Blood, I had her skeleton. I had her like bare bones at the beginning of 2024, and I'm like, I'm gonna get this out before Veilguard, which was coming out on Halloween in 2024. So that was like 10 months, and I got her done in 9. And everyone knows how that went the first round. So I've learned a lot.
Fine. It's fine. What would be your biggest advice then for someone who, like, after doing your first one, what was your biggest takeaway for book number 2?
Let other people look at your work. Let other people look at your work. That's all you really need, because like I was scared to like be open about my work, and there's a lot of people out there who go through like ARC reads and beta readers and all those things, and I don't want to do that. I have my husband, I have another friend on standby who's gonna go through Death and Rest when I have essentially where I want it to be, and I'm gonna send it to her, and she's gonna go through it and be meticulous for me with grammar and spelling errors, because contrary to popular belief, where you think Word, like, because I use Word to for editing and spelling purposes, but contrary to popular belief, Word does not catch everything. It doesn't.
Also, like, if you're writing it a certain way, like a certain, like, say it's an accent you're writing, it might not know you're going for that and automatically correct it into a correct way, but it's not really correct to the dialect that you're going for.
Yeah, and it's just, it just drove me crazy. And like, there's points where there's like extra words that shouldn't be there. Like, hold on, like I'll try to find like an example.
Yeah, because like if you're writing like some of the Southern drawl, like "How you doing, darling," like you're not putting the G in there, but Word might automatically put it in there, and it doesn't sound right when you're reading it to yourself.
Yeah, and like and sometimes it's just like the words just completely don't make sense. Period. Like there's like whole sentences done somewhere. Like, hold on, I'm trying to find an example right now as I'm like looking through,
it's hard
like,
to put you on a spot and do that. Like,
yeah, but like, oh, like here's an example. Though not, so that what the sentence is supposed to say is, though not as terribly as it had earlier in the day. But you know what it says instead of as? It says has.
which changes the entire complexion of it.
How is that grammatically correct?
That's not at all. It's not at all.
Yeah, and when I'm looking at it in the document, there's no indication from Word. I'm looking at it and it says has fine. I'm like, how is has fine? That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all.
Come on, Word Perfect.
Yeah, it does not catch everything. It doesn't. So that's why I am recruiting one of my friends to give it a looky-loo. And I would also tell people to give yourself a break between drafts, because what I was doing with Time, Swords, and Blood, I did not stop. I would go through it and then go right back to the top and go through it again. And it was just a constant cycle, and I became blind to my own work.
Yeah, that's the thing too. It's like you could get one of those things where like even successful people, it happens when you're someone who's successful. Say it's like a Jon Favreau or a George Lucas. Sometimes they're staying too close to their project to see its flaws because they've just been going at it, and to them it makes sense, but to everyone else around them it doesn't.
Exactly. So with Death and Rest, I've been actively taking breaks in between my drafts, and it has like opened up my world to seeing things.
Mm-hmm.
Like it blows my mind how much more I'm seeing with versus like just kind of cycling through it. And like I have like a whole schedule for the rest of the year right now. Like by the end of this month, I'm hoping to be done with my 4th draft, and then I'm formatting the whole thing. So right now, if I can I'll pull it up really quick just to like, excuse me, say what kind. Like right now, it's still formatted in like 8x11, which is, you know, I don't want my book to be 8x11.
No, no.
Yeah, so I need to go back through it.
That's something I actually learned too. Like I joined a server called Writers Roundtable, and what I didn't realize when I typed out the first chapter, that when people are opening it up on their phone to computer, it changes how it stretches on the screen.
Yes.
So if you don't format it properly, and say someone opens it up on their phone, it'll look like one gigantic paragraph on the phone, whereas when I did it on a computer, it didn't look like that.
Correct. Yeah. So right now, my book is saying it's 247 pages, but that's because it's on 8x11s. So I need to go back through there and I need to format it to the correct size, which is 6x9.
And it's more like 300 pages at that point.
I feel like it's going to be closer to 400.
Probably,
actually.
yeah.
And then I'm also changing, like, the font right now is what, I don't know how to pronounce it, Calibri or whatever it is, Calibri body. It's like the standard word opening.
It's the standard one,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, so, but I want it to have the same font that Time, Swords, and Blood was, which I think is like Gourmand or something. I don't know, but I need to go back and look at Time, Swords, and Blood and get the same font and then change that. And that's going to change how many words is there as well. And then right now I have it formatted as like the alignment is left, and I need to format it to justify. But when Word documents and you format it to justify instead of like left or center or right, the words get spaced really weird. So then I have to like deep dive.
Yeah, you have to like go back and like go through it and redo it, and then yeah, like,
so there's a lot more to it. So at the end of the month, after I'm done my 4th draft, I'm going in, I'm formatting it, I'm putting all the chapters where they're supposed to be, because right now they're just like right after the other. It's like end of the chapter. So say it's like end of chapter 20, chapter 21 is right there, right underneath it. There's no
you didn't put chapter this number and then you just went right into it. Yeah.
And I also need to start naming my chapters, which is I'm dreading. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I'm dreading it because because like with Time, Swords, and Blood, each chapter is just like, oh, day 8, day 23.
Yeah, because you also don't want to make a title that gives away the ending of your chapter either.
Yeah, so she's counting in Time, Swords, and Blood. In Death and Rest and the books to follow, people are gonna see that the time is counting down.
Oh, okay. So you gotta keep that continuity, otherwise you'll lose it.
Well, yeah. So I gotta with
you want to keep the continuity so it makes sense.
Yeah, I need to make sure, because like it's counting down to the end of the 4 books. That's what it's doing. I need to make sure I get all my timelines right, like in this book, and I need to make sure I'm like, okay, this book takes place majority during storm season, and then the next book takes place during the winter, and then there's gonna be like then the book after that it takes place at this time, and then the next one is at this time. So I need to make sure I'm counting down correctly.
And that can be hard when you're writing a fantasy series, keeping that like strict schedule to make it consistent and work and connect can be very difficult as opposed to writing like a regular one-off thing.
Yeah, because like with Time Swords and Blood, it's she's essentially counting how many days she was there until she kind of lost count, and then she was like, "Oh, these are the seasons." She names the seasons, and then she's like, "Oh, the next day or the final day of war," and then after, right?
Yeah, like
so it's like,
eventually she's just like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Like,
yeah, she's like, "I don't know what's going on anymore, but this is what's happening." Whereas with Death and Rest, it's counting down. So it starts like I'm just going to be giving like dates or it's again, this will be spoilers, but people will find out in a few months anyways. It's like X many days and X many years until the end. And then it just goes down, and then it keeps going down and moving forward. And the four books, including Death and Rest, takes place like the first two take place over about like I don't know, about 8 months. And then the rest of the books take place over the span of like 3 years.
okay.
Yeah, so it's like it's counting down those like almost 4 years. It's counting down.
Okay, because like I have cause for me, because like I'm doing more of like a high school drama for the main series. So like the first book is like grade 9 and 10, and then it's 11 and 12, and then the last one's like the college era, kind of in one go. But like it clearly follows like someone who's like a kid to like when they're an adult, and then it just kind of ends at the end of college, basically.
Yeah. No, this is counting down, and again, this is spoilers, but I want my readers to be anxious about the countdown, and I want them to feel pain. I want them to feel pain. Like,
Oh, I can't wait to get to this one.
I know. I want people to get attached, and I want them to be sad, and I want them to yell at me and be mad. That's what I want.
And when I finish reading it by the end of 2027, I'll let you know how I feel.
No problem.
Because like I do read books. I take a long time to get to some of them. Sometimes it's just I have I have a lot. I have a list right now of like books.
Yeah, no, I'm a slow reader myself. I think I'm a little bit quicker than you, but I think I read 4 books last year.
Oh yeah, I know. I definitely did not do that.
My goal was 5 last year, but I did 4. This year my goal is 6.
Oh, I'll be lucky if I get 2 or 3. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I have book club tomorrow, and I don't think I'm gonna be finishing the book that is.
But like I will just buy people's books. Like I've bought like 4 or 5 copies of yours. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you definitely bought a lot
Like
because you were giving them away to people, right?
yeah,
Like as gifts.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which we will do again, guys, for this one as well. So
Yeah. Well, if you pre-order it, you get a bundle with treats. Just saying, instead of just a book.
so like I should
The
just do
option
that
to buy
then.
the book is not available until release day. It's bundle or nothing until release day.
And when is that like right now?
It is release day. Hold on. It's September 20th. So it's a Sunday. There will be a launch party. I'm going to be doing another reading there, signing books, selling goodies. I'm working with a bookish goods shop on some bookish goodies for Death and Rest. The owner, she read Time, Swords, and Blood. She was super supportive. Um, she does markets all the time. She sells sweaters and bookmarks and pajamas. They're all bookish themes. We did several trades where she was doing a big thing in the bookish community right now is blind date with a book. So like people will wrap a book.
Okay.
Yeah, so they wrap a book and then they write down like a couple of the themes on it, and then they'll include like a bookmark or annotation stickers and a pen and stuff to kind of match the colors on the cover and stuff. And then people will just pick whatever. Like they'll see for mine, they saw like um uh found family. Hold on, I'll just pull up my little thing because I she also does a subscription box for like
Oh, cool.
she called yeah, she calls it mystery books, and me and three other authors from Canada were her testers because like we talked to her a little bit more than other authors who were applying for the subscription box. So like she asked us to be like essentially her guinea pigs to launch it because she wanted to work out all the kinks, and she knew that like we would give her honest, helpful feedback. She is a super sweet lady and has really nice quality clothes. And so she also has the subscription service for Canadian written books. Like that's what the subscription is. It's like you get a Canadian book in the genre you want.
And is that
From
and is that your emphasis too, like Canadian independent authors?
Yeah, like that's the majority of the authors that I know are all Canadian independent authors. I know one independent author from the States. He supports his whole family with his work. He's done very well for himself, and he's been very helpful with a lot of my marketing and stuff. He says I'm doing everything right. It's just like a matter of time before like because you got to get that one you got to get lucky, right? So you're just waiting for that one person. So with the blind date with a book for my book, it said slow burn, closed door subplot, hero's journey, found family, time travel, magic, and LGBTQ rep. So people would see like a wrapped book with those things on it.
Okay,
And be like,
okay.
yeah, and be like, okay, I want to read this book. And then they open it up and then they can read the back and then be like, huh. And then they also see that the books were signed by me and
That's a good
such.
idea,
So
actually.
yeah,
If,
so
if you grow a big enough network of your friends, you could just do that to other people all the time.
blind dates with a book.
Yeah, like host
Yeah, no,
events
so that's
yourself.
but yeah, no, so that's what she does. And she also has for those wondering, her shop name is Fiction and Fibre. She's absolutely lovely. She does markets all the time, and
Great.
so she was trading me my books to do blind date with a book and that subscription box, and in return, she was sending me bookish shirts. So I
Is there a
have like
site that she has this on?
yeah, I think it's fictionandfibre.ca. Hold on.
If you send it to me, I will
Fiction.
put it in the description and stuff so people can check that out as well as Hannah's information as well there too, because eventually she's gonna have a bunch of in-lore stuff based around her books. The more she does it, the more she's gonna add to it. So, and like she said, the the handmade bookmarks. That's a really cool idea too. So,
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun with it. There you go. Yeah, I was right. It was fictionandfibre.ca. But yeah, I have several shirts from her. Like one of them says, read more Canadian indie. One of them, like I got a
great.
crew neck sweater, that's really cozy and really warm that says bookish on it. I have, do you remember those like, they're like chalky Valentine's Day hearts that had like XOX on
Yes, yes, I do.
so I have a shirt that has those little hearts on it, but instead of like the Valentine's Day thing, it's like romantic tropes. So
Okay,
it's like one bed, grumpy sunshine.
okay, that's great actually.
Yeah, yeah, like stuff like that. I have another shirt that says I put my book down to be here. All stuff like that that she makes herself at home.
I feel like that's my day every
And
day is grumpy sunshine. I,
she also has cups and all sorts of fun stuff. But yeah, we were trading. She was giving me shirts in exchange for books, and then I asked her, I'm like, hey, would you do a collaboration with me on an item for my next book? And she's like, hell yeah, I will. So I'm really excited to show the world that when it's out and available. But yeah, so
I
super
thought
fun.
about like doing this thing for like the first 10 or whatever people, to have my friend do like these custom 3D prints of a specific thing. It's only in lore of that book. So if I do,
That could be super fun.
so
When you put up your pre-orders, be like first 10 orders gets
yeah.
this super awesome item. Yeah.
So if I
And
do
then it becomes
something,
a collectible.
so if I do something like, I have this one book called, it's gonna be Dick Nation, and one of the things is there's like a hazing ritual in it, and you got to wear these moose antlers on your head. So you can get a little 3D printed moose antler helmet.
That sounds fun.
I think that'd be great, there's only gonna be like 10 of those available, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what well, and isn't going to be only 10 available. Like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
item's going to be this is items coming with the pre-order, and then
Yes.
obviously it's going to be for sale separately from the pre-orders once like the book is released, so people can buy it at full price from me
Ideally, we
rather
want you
than.
to be a best author, bestseller here, and you have all these orders to fill. So
Yes, yes. I do want a bunch of people to pre-order it. I'm really excited about this bookish endeavor. I'm having a good time with it.
would you say after your first book, you met the goals you expected from your first one?
Not all of my goals, because I was Delulu dreaming, because you never know, right?
Sure, you
But
never know.
I did meet some of them. So like in January last year, I wrote down some goals that I wanted for myself for that year. One of them was I wanted my book to be in two indie shops in Ontario, and I was in three.
That's great.
Yeah, I was in Cedar Canoe Books in Huntsville. My books are also in, oh crap, what is it called? I need to pull it up really quick. It's a indie bookstore that's in North Bay.
You,
Hold
you
on.
might be able to. There's like game places, like fantasy game shops that might do that too.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
like people love supporting local, which is
I
lovely.
feel like I feel we gotta get you in all those places too, and get like
Yeah,
little bits
Wizards
here and
Nook
there.
and Oddities. That's what it's called.
Oh,
Wizards Nook
okay,
and Oddities in North Bay. My book is sitting in their shop, and
that's
also
cool.
Book Dragon's Den in Oshawa. I have copies there. The day that shop opened, I walked into the store and I'm like, "Hey, do you want to support indie authors?" Made friends with the shop owner. Um, so she carries my book as well.
I
And
gotta try to do that
apparently
too.
I
I gotta try to get like, Reader's Nook and like Coburg or whatever, and like do little places like that and see.
yeah, they love local. People love local. So yeah, definitely recommend that. So, like I said, I did instead of two indie shops, I was in three. I told myself I wanted to do a book signing in Chapters Indigo, and I did that
And
in
you did,
September
you
last.
did. How did that go? I wasn't able to
Um,
make it out to it, but
that's fine. So I sold seven physical copies and one ebook,
okay.
which was and honestly, I went in thinking I was gonna sell three. So I was happy with selling seven. What I didn't know going in was people hate making eye contact.
They do.
They
They
set
really
me up a
do.
nice little table. I had my poster, I had my book stack. I wore some armor. I wore my t-shirt that says in my fantasy era. Again, it was a t-shirt from my friend at Fiction and Fibre.
Great.
Um, so I was just sitting, and I also have leggings that look like armor, so I was wearing those. And people hate making eye contact because I know, because I used to do markets like in my early 20s. I used to sell cookies and do psychic readings. And I know when I'm able to lock eyes with people, I can get them to come over to me and I can sell stuff to them. But in the decades since I've last been at markets and sold things, people don't like making eye contact. So
I
like
think
if
COVID changed that. I think people are like, oh, look at people.
yeah, like they don't want to get suckered into buying this, that, and the other, right?
Yeah,
Which is
that's
fair.
true.
I can respect that. I can respect that, but it's just like, come here.
You're
I'm
there
so
to literally sucker them into buying your book. Like,
yeah, like come here. I'm so friendly. I promise my fantasy book is fun. So,
you're in
like
a bookstore.
90
I'm not accosting you on the street.
yeah, that's exactly it. I'm sitting at my little table. Just come say hi. Like I'm not going to be mad if you say this book isn't for me. I'm not going to be mad. Like so people like I would look at them, I'd smile and people would look away. And it's like hurry past and it's like that's fine. Sometimes people would like continue to look at me, so I'd be like, "Hi, how are you?" And then they'd be like, "Oh, I'm well, thank you," and keep going. And then of the people who actually came over, they're like, "Oh, what like are you an author?" I'm like, "Yeah, you want to read my book?" And then I would give them a spiel, right?
Yeah.
And of like I think um 7 out of the 9 people who came over and talked to me bought my book.
And that's pretty
And
good.
yeah, and the first person who
Like,
bought it from me was this woman in her 80s, which I thought was like cuz that's not my demographic. My demographic
no, it's
is
it's our age. Like,
it's millennials and
yeah.
older Gen Zs. That is my demographic. So when this 80-year-old woman came over and bought my book, I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And I had like a mom and daughter come buy my book, and I had like 2 friends who were cuz right next to me was like the fantasy bestsellers.
Hmm.
So they were looking at that, and I'm just look at me, come on, look at me. You will see I am a fantasy author. Come on, look at me. And they looked at me, and they came over, and I'm like, yes. They bought my book, and so, but that's the thing. People just weren't looking at me, and they would avoid eye contact. And it's like, okay, I respect your decision to not look because you don't want to be suckered into buying something, but I am but a precious starving artist, please. Like,
I can't.
it's fun. I was there.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Hannah. I can't pull the starving artist card when you look like me. I'm totally starving. Please feed me. Like I won't be able to pull that off. I'll have to do a different spiel, but I'm not hungry. But I really appreciate if you feed me anyway.
I would love some support here.
I would love some support so I can stay fat my entire life. All right, like it's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed doing it. I would love to do it again. And like I'm hoping after Death and Rest are out, I'm kind of hoping to do like a mini, like start with like a mini Ontario tour because like, excuse me, I can sign up with other Indigos, like not just I just did the local one
Yeah.
at Oshawa, but I could go sign up to do one at Ajax or Toronto or Ottawa, whatever. So like I'm kind of hoping I can do like a mini Ontario tour and get in touch with other
Especially if you're going like in the malls, and like this is key for a lot of authors too. It's if you can get it out there around the fall to Christmas time, it's prime buying time for anyone.
yeah,
Like,
I think they don't take anyone during December
yeah, because
just
that's
because it's
you
going to
can't.
be psychotic.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I was there in September,
Mm.
and like I was there on a Saturday, and there wasn't a lot of foot traffic, but of that foot traffic, I still managed to get 7 people to buy my book, and I was really happy because that's still 7 more books out in the world, right? Um, so I was able to do that. I wanted at the end of 2025, I wanted 10 reviews slash ratings on Goodreads for my book, and on like the 26th of December, I got my 10th.
Oh, you finally got it right at the end.
I got it right at the end, and I was so happy. I was so happy.
I totally did not read any of the book before I made mine.
I know. I read like when you were the first person to review it, and you're like, I just started reading, but
But and I really didn't. I just
yeah,
I have since. It's not a complete
yeah.
lie. I stand by the statement.
You stand by the things I said.
Uh,
But yeah, so I had, and then another thing I wrote down was because to me, my book is still a 3-star book. Like I, on average, rate most books I read 3 stars. It doesn't mean I hate them. 3 stars to me is I like the book. I like the book. It's just for me, a 5-star book is an instant favorite. Like I love, like it's an instant favorite.
a classic everybody is gonna keep going back to buy, no matter
Or at least
what
for me.
era or year.
For me, it's a 5-star book is a book that I'm gonna recommend to people. I'm gonna come back and reread. I very much enjoyed it. A 4-star book is for me is loved it, but it didn't quite hit the way that a 5-star book would for me. 3-star is I liked it. 2 stars is it was okay.
You got to
And
think
then
of your books as a 5-star though. Like, you know, you gotta put like you gotta be like this is great. I want you to buy this.
I'm working my way there, and
Okay.
also like it's my first book. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect. I haven't found like my voice is there, but I haven't found like my true writing voice yet, and it's going to take a few books for me to really get there.
That's why if you ever do a re-release, you know, people that bought the version now have the original version.
Well,
Like,
what I want to do is like when I have like a X year anniversary, I want to do hardcovers, and I want to go back and get all the covers redone by the same cover artist because with like my first book I was so stuck between several like the 3 they gave me as like examples of what they could make, and I cut one out and I was stuck between the 2, and the only reason I picked the one I did was I told myself when I re-release this book as a hardcover I'm going to come back and I'm going to do the other one.
yeah, it's like an anniversary edition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the plan is I'm going to come back, I'm going to redo it that way. But until then, everyone's getting thick paperbacks and they get what they get. And for me, again, Time, Swords, and Blood was a 3-star book for me. So any rating I got above that was so sweet to me. And as a goal for 2025, I wanted to have a 4.5 rating on Goodreads and Amazon. And I looked at Goodreads and Amazon the other day, and I have a 4.5 rating on both of those apps.
So you can
I'm like,
you could live happy with that.
I'm happy with that. And if it dips below 4.5, that's fine. Like there are super popular books out there that are 3.5 stars, and there's 20,000 ratings on them. That's fine.
Yes.
Like it's like 3 stars again. Like that's not a bad book.
No, like I would say there are some books like the Matthew Perry one, for example, is only a 3.5 because people found it divisive and drivel, but it's mostly just he didn't really had it edited. He just kind of shot it off. That was it. Mm-hmm. And so that's just the way. That doesn't mean it's bad. It's just that it's sometimes the way it reads is not the way people would normally like it.
Yeah, and Time, Swords, and Blood, it was my first book, and especially for the people who have the very first copies and like a couple of the copies after that, you can tell that I'm the only one that looked at those words.
Yeah. Yeah, like the edition I have now probably has some original mistakes that were caught later on.
Yeah, and then like I'm still working on it. So it's just like, but that's the best thing about being an independent author is I can just go back and fix it whenever I want. There's nothing can stop me because it is mine and I have complete control over it. So
that's good. And you know what?
Yeah.
Guys, that is pretty much the end of this. And I thought we covered a lot of ground. Just your book alone tonight was all we really needed to do, but obviously when we're closer to your release, we should have you on again and talk about like what your expectations are for that.
I would love that.
Because you're going to have a different thing for 2027 because it'll come out in the fall and you'll have like a whole different thing for that, I'm sure. So
yeah. If you have me on before the release, we can do like a raffle for tickets to my book launch if you want.
That'd be a great idea. That'd be a really good idea. But thank you for coming on, Hannah. And if you don't already have a copy of Time, Swords, and Blood, do. If you do, prepare for the second one, September 20th, because that is when it's going to drop. And like she said, if you pre-order it right now, you get extra shit with it. It's not just a book.
Yeah.
You get extra shit with it. So please do that. And because I know I'm going to do that as well before it comes out, because why not? You know, it's going to be in September. That's going to be around the time where you buy gifts for people. Come on. It's a good gift for that. I did that.
A signed
Like, come on.
local author with a bunch of goodies.
Right. Yeah, my copy signs in my room somewhere right now. So next to two other signed copies of books that I have of other people. Hers is next to Bret Hart right now, which is also a signed book. You're next to Bret Hart for me right now. So but yes, thank you again for coming on, Hannah, and again, guys, you guys check it out. I'll put all the links on the description of the YouTube part of this. And you should also, including her Discord link as well, and what we just discussed too with her other friends and stuff like that too. We'll have all that available to you guys, so you can check it out. Support your local authors, no matter where you are. Because I have a lot of Americans in this audience and a lot of Europeans in this audience too. So check out all your local artists, support them all, because we're all just trying to achieve the same dream. Until next time. We'll see you then. We'll see you. At this point, I'll probably be on the weekend for more wrestling. And then on the 19th, it'll be a 12-hour stream to celebrate my streamer anniversary on the 19th, where I play 12 hours of Batman, because that's how I started 4 years ago. So until then, I'll see you guys next time.